But
All
I
right.
do know a good guest when I see one, and we have one here, and I'm excited, Kaylee.
Let's welcome Jason Roberts from Mo. That was a really good transition. He's Senior Vice President of Global Enterprise Operations. Jason, thank you for coming on. I hope you can match our energy this morning. We're ready to go.
I'm gonna do what I can. There's a lot of great conversations right now about bananas and Walmart. So
I gotta know. Does not being able to tap to pay or Apple Pay turn you off of shopping at Walmart?
so I've got a couple kids. So really, right now, the major issue for me is that there is literally no human being to help me check out.
Ah,
So if I go, I think it's a good idea. Maybe I'm saving a little bit of money. I pull up. There's this very, very small conveyor belt. I've got a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. It is a nightmare scenario for me. So again, sorry Walmart on that, but I think that really speaks to the importance of not just having fancy tech, but also having human beings power that. So it was always frustrating when there was 5 or 6 people kind of monitoring the area. I'm like, would you babysit my child for a moment so I can check this?
Walmart
you mean your
daycare,
your
too.
4-year-old isn't making $13.50 an hour helping bag your groceries?
It's something like that. It's
Come
really more of
on.
a, we're in that deal stage right now, right? Everything's a deal. If you do this, I'll give you this. If you don't do that, I will give you this.
It's important lessons right there being learned.
It's basic economics, right, Anthony?
It's basic economics, supply and demand. And
Supply
if
and
there's a
demand.
demand, I will supply it, and there's a trade-off there. But I am one that loves innovation, and Mode is offering a new solution. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, so we're very excited about it. Mode Ascends, this new platform that we've been developing over the course of the last year. And for us, we were trying to look at, beginning of the year was pretty exciting. We spent a lot of time looking at kind of what's the latest and greatest in the industry today. We really don't have any pride of authorship of whether we should buy or build. It's just what can we do to get us there faster. And in this scenario, we looked out in the marketplace and saw that there's really not a solution for some of the problems that our customers are asking for today. So we're going to have to build it. So we're very excited to be able to put this out to the marketplace and provide a different look other than just being a transactional partner with our customers today. So what we were able to do was, one, we think that we are uniquely positioned because we have enough data points on our own internal to be able to use that powerfully for our customers. So we're using a sort of customer intake model where we take their internal lane data, we layer that up against ours, and we show them what that would look like if it was embedded into our own technology. And we're doing it a couple different ways. Some of that, there are some other folks that have with truckload to intermodal conversion, but we've layered some pretty important differentiators in there, carbon savings being one of them, continues to be front of mind for a lot of our customers today. But the other piece of it for us was being able to give real transit time predictability over the rail has been a challenge. And so for us, being able to give that to our customers gave them a different level of confidence when it comes to decision making. The other piece of that is we're not afraid to let them get a peek under the hood a little bit to what that looks like. Intermodal has a lot of moving parts. So we wanted to break out exactly what our dray network looked like, what that container visibility looked like, the level of control that we had for that, because we have a lot of customers today, especially as the market's taking a shift, that are looking at, hey, how do we get cost savings? But not just that. We've got customers right now with warehouse space being so tight everywhere. Can we get a couple extra days of rolling inventory? We're trying to show them, there's different ways for us to look at this, and that bottom line cost isn't the only factor today, or maybe that line haul isn't the traditional cost that's there today. So there's a lot of other costs that we're trying to give our customers a more macro look at what their book of business can look like if it's embedded into our program.
So I don't think that anyone in supply chain right now can sit here and say, yeah, I have a full grasp on expectations, visibility in any sector, right? But specifically in the intermodal sector right now, times are tough. You've got a lot of labor issues. You've got space constraints. You've got rail service delays. You've got shippers wanting more from their rail networks. You've got like all of this really intense pressure on the intermodal sector, right? And solutions that are coming forward are slow rolling out. How are you guys in that kind of speed race to provide these solutions at a time, though? Really, honestly, visibility into intermodal is critical.
Yeah, so I think that the good news is we started this early on, at the very even before the beginning of the year, we worked on development on this and knew that a change was coming, that continued pressure was mounting up. So I think the good news is look, we already have our 1.0. It's there. It's not vaporware. It's usable. There's immediate ROI. And the other piece of that is you're very much right, particularly in the intermodal sector. A lot of processes are still very antiquated. We still have agents that use the word T cards that, you hear that, you're like, oh my God, why, how is that still how you're managing, your network today? So a big piece of ours and a differentiator was, again, most of that is our internal data. We are collaborating. It's going to be critical as we move forward with some external resources, but most of it is putting in the work, making sure that we have a space to get regular reporting from our draymen, from our customers, on exactly where our containers are, whether they've been in-gated, out-gated, how many are available, how long it would take to get them onto the rail, how long it'll take to get them from the ship site to onto the rail space itself. So we think that we're ahead of the game on that front, because again, we were okay with partnering with someone if that data was available. It simply wasn't. So we really went to work quickly, knew that we had a unique offering because we have the largest non-asset based IMC in the country. We're the 5th largest OTR brokerage. And so again, I think there's only a few companies that have enough data points internally that they can rely on their own. So I do think it's given us a head start. But we know that others are working on that. And needless to say, we have an outstanding team of data scientists, both internally and externally, that we've been partnering with. And we're working on some pretty big projects other than just this visibility platform. Very excited already to get the 2.0 and 3.0 versions out there. And there's some other modules that we're excited to be able to release here in the coming months as well.
And I think that's a great sign that others are trying to imitate you, but it sounds like it's already too late. Like you're already on the move here. And keeping with the theme of today, it seems like, of course, this is going to be one of those things. It's like, all right, I've experienced this. I experienced this service, this transparency. I'm not going back. And it's really pushing the industry forward. When we're looking at those solutions, especially with drayage, I can only imagine how much of a need that's going to be, not just throughout the remainder of this year and going into 2023, but moving forward. There's also another aspect of really carbon. Can you talk about the carbon savings of it all?
Yeah, so ESG is enormously important and is continuing to be a buzzword that you start hearing in customer conversations. So there hasn't been a single customer visit I've had where it wasn't brought up. Most companies now, especially our larger Fortune 500 companies, all have initiatives to either get carbon neutral or get carbon zero by a certain period of time. So look, we're in the trucking industry. It's there until we're working off of biofuels, and I think we're away from that for some time. We are going to continue to just provide that added value of showing people here's exactly what that savings would look like. You get to make the decisions. We can give you our recommendations on what that looks like. But again, working with a team to regularly show what that looks like. I think we continue to see what that looks like, right? If you're booking your flights today now, right? You see what that extra little, here's what the emissions are going to look like. Here's what the savings are. We know it's front of mind for everybody. So putting that in front of them, it's really about continuing to just add value. As the market's shifted, look, the last year or so, it's been pretty easy, right? Capacity. That's what you needed. That's what we could serve. Now that value proposition has to be different for our customers. What total added value are you going to bring to me? I need a partner. I need a subject matter expert who can help me and my team make large scale decisions and do them in a way that's not so transactional, in a way that's not so last minute. And we also want to be able to continue to build what that looks like to the effects of lead times, the effects of same day shipments. Here's what that really means for your company. So I think at the end of the day for us, we know that's important. Carbon savings are paramount. Most of our companies are working towards that net neutral offering. So we're continuing to expand that. And we believe that we're going to have dashboards in the coming months that will really expand out, not just the traditional truckload conversion from intermodal, but Here's opportunities for us, to convert LTL to truckload. Here's, let's start doing shared truckload services and parceling these things out that you don't necessarily have to. So the other thing that the platform will end up doing is a if-then scenario. If we were to put, if you wanted to build a new DC, or if you wanted to shut down one of your DCs and consolidate at a certain, shipper and origin site, here's exactly what that would look like. So we want to be able to give our customers, again, a little more proactive decision-making tools in their fingertips.
Love that, Jason. Thank you for being on with us today. Folks want to check you guys out at Mode really quickly before we're done here for the day. Where can they go to do that?
So we have a booth at T20. Happy to have some conversations. Already had a lot and appreciate the opportunity to be here. Or they can also check us out at modeglobal.com.
Awesome. Thanks so much for